Have you ever heard of an animal so tough it can survive in outer space? It sounds like something from a science fiction movie, but it's completely real. Meet the tardigrade, also known as the water bear. These creatures are incredibly tiny, microscopic even, looking like little 8-legged gummy bears waddling around. But don't let their cute appearance fool you. They are, without a doubt, some of the most resilient and extreme survivors on our planet. Scientists are fascinated by them, and for very good reason. These little critters hold secrets to survival that could change our world. So what makes these water bears so special? Well, they can handle conditions that would be instantly fatal to almost any other form of life we know. You can boil them in water and they'll be fine. You can freeze them solid to temperatures colder than Antarctica, and they'll just wait until things warm up again. They can withstand crushing pressures deep in the ocean, and even the complete vacuum and intense radiation of outer space. It's this last ability, their incredible resistance to radiation, that has really captured the attention of researchers around the globe. How do they pull off these amazing feats? When conditions get tough, tardigrades enter a state of suspended animation called cryptobiosis. They curl up into a little dehydrated ball called a ton, slowing their metabolism down to almost nothing. In this state, they produce special proteins that protect their cells and their DNA from being destroyed. It's like they have a built-in personal survival kit that activates whenever danger is near. This unique biological toolkit is precisely what scientists are now trying to understand, and amazingly, borrow for our own use. Understanding these protective mechanisms isn't just a matter of scientific curiosity. Imagine if we could harness the tardigrade's secrets. Think about the possibilities for medicine, for space exploration, and even for national security. The unique proteins that shield their DNA from harm could be the key to protecting our own cells from similar damage. This idea has moved from the realm of pure speculation into active, groundbreaking research, leading to experiments that could one day redefine the limits of human endurance and change how we approach some of our biggest challenges. How could we possibly take a superpower from a tiny water bear and give it to a human? The answer lies in the incredible world of genetics and a revolutionary tool known as CRISPR. Think of DNA as a massive instruction manual that tells every cell in your body what to do. CRISPR, which stands for Clustered Regularly Interspaced Short Palindromic Repeats, is like a pair of molecular scissors combined with a search and replace function for that manual. It allows scientists to find a specific piece of DNA, cut it out, and even insert a new piece in its place with amazing precision. In a remarkable study, military medical researchers in China decided to use this powerful CRISPR technology for a bold experiment. Their goal was to see if they could transfer the tardigrade's radiation-shielding abilities directly into human cells. They started with human embryonic stem cells, which are special because they have the potential to grow into any type of cell in the body. The scientists identified the specific genes in the tardigrade's DNA that are responsible for creating its protective proteins, the ones that act like a natural shield against radiation damage. This was a critical first step in their ambitious plan. With the target genes identified, the team employed the CRISPR/Cas9 system to perform a kind of genetic surgery. They carefully cut the DNA inside the human embryonic stem cells and then pasted in the tardigrade genes. The idea was to trick the human cells into reading these new instructions and starting to produce the tardigrade's special protective proteins all on their own. This wasn't just mixing cells together. It was a fundamental alteration of the human cell's genetic code, giving them a brand new ability sourced directly from another species. This kind of cross-species genetic engineering is truly at the forefront of science. It represents a huge leap forward in our ability to manipulate the very building blocks of life. The Chinese research team's work, which was published back in April of 2023, marked the first time that tardigrade genes had been successfully integrated into human cells in a way that produced a functional benefit. The experiment was designed to answer a monumental question. Could a piece of a tardigrade's DNA actually protect a human cell from a lethal dose of radiation? The world was about to find out. Once the tardigrade genes were successfully inserted into the human embryonic stem cells, the real test began. It's one thing to change a cell's DNA, but it's another thing entirely to see if that change actually works in a real-world scenario. To find out, the researchers exposed their newly engineered cells to a massive dose of X-ray radiation. This wasn't just a small amount, it was a level of radiation that would have been completely lethal to ordinary, unmodified human cells, causing catastrophic damage to their DNA and leading to certain cell death. It was the ultimate trial by fire. The results were nothing short of astonishing. While the regular human cells quickly died off after being blasted by the X-rays, the genetically modified cells not only survived, but continued to grow and multiply as if nothing had happened. The tardigrade genes had worked. The human cells were now producing the protective proteins, which formed a shield around their DNA, preventing the radiation from shredding it to pieces. The study even noted that the presence of the tardigrade gene didn't seem to harm the cells at all, and in some cases, even helped them grow a bit faster. This breakthrough opens up a whole new world of possibilities, some of which sound like they're straight out of a comic book. The researchers behind the study were very clear about their potential goals. One of the most talked about applications is the creation of super soldiers who could be more resistant to the deadly effects of nuclear fallout on a battlefield. By engineering blood cells to carry these protective genes, it might be possible to prevent soldiers from developing acute radiation sickness, a devastating illness that occurs after exposure to high levels of radiation. Beyond military applications, this technology could have profound implications for medicine. One of the biggest challenges in cancer treatment is that radiation therapy, while effective at killing cancer cells, also damages the healthy tissues surrounding a tumor. This causes severe side effects for patients. If we could find a way to temporarily give healthy cells this tardigrade-like protection, we could potentially use higher, more effective doses of radiation to target the cancer while shielding the rest of the body from harm, making treatment safer and more successful. The idea of borrowing survival traits from nature's toughest creatures is incredibly exciting, and the potential benefits are immense. Protecting astronauts on long journeys through space from cosmic radiation, safeguarding first responders entering a nuclear disaster zone, and revolutionizing cancer therapy are all on the horizon. The Chinese experiment with CRISPR and embryonic stem cells showed a permanent inheritable way to grant this protection. However, other scientists are exploring different paths. A recent US study, for example, used temporary mRNA technology to get cells to produce the protective proteins for just a few hours, avoiding permanent changes to the DNA. This research, however, also walks us into a complex ethical landscape. The concept of permanently altering human DNA, especially using genes from another species, raises profound questions. Where do we draw the line? Creating radiation-resistant blood cells to treat a disease is one thing, but engineering soldiers with enhanced abilities raises concerns about a new kind of biological arms race. These are not just scientific questions, but moral ones, and they require careful public discussion and oversight to ensure the technology is used responsibly and for the benefit of humanity. The safety of these genetic modifications is another major concern. We are still in the very early days of understanding the long-term consequences of making such fundamental changes to our genetic code. Could introducing foreign genes have unintended side effects that only appear years or even generations later? Before any of these technologies could ever be used in people, extensive research and rigorous testing would be needed to ensure they are completely safe and do not cause unforeseen health problems down the road. The principle of do no harm is more important than ever. In the end, the tiny tardigrade has given us a glimpse into a future where we can enhance our own biology to overcome some of our greatest vulnerabilities. The science is moving incredibly fast, offering both tremendous promise and significant peril. Whether we are talking about creating super soldiers or curing disease, the path forward will require a delicate balance of bold innovation and thoughtful caution. The secrets of the water bear are being unlocked, and it is up to us to decide how we will use this powerful new knowledge. If you found this inspiring, please like and share this video, and subscribe to the channel for more advanced technological updates.